Or what about you just walk in? Or jump in, like Jagger and David Bowie at the beginning of Dancing in the Street.
No.
I'm back in the kitchen and today I'm not alone. Very excited to welcome Elly Curshen.
Hi.
Hi. Elly's come up from Bristol today because we want to show you how to basically cook an amazing feast for your mates in not very much time at all.
Easy peasy stuff.
Yeah, so we've created a menu which has taken not very much planning, and we've actually done it before.
Not like us, is it?
No. We've done this before.
We have,
Bristol
and we know
Food-
that it works.
At Bristol Food Connections.
Yeah, so this is a combination of stuff that can be done really quickly, last minute, and some stuff that can be done in advance as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to split the work between us, and that's the whole point. Share the costs, share the work.
Share the joy.
Love, man.
I'm making a brilliant sauce which is incredibly flexible. It's called a romesco sauce. It's made with roasted nuts and roasted red peppers, all blended up together into this really fruity, juicy, smoky, nutty sauce. And then to go with that, I'm going to grill up this beautiful bavette here, this bavette steak. And also, for the vegetarians, some spring onions.
And I'm going to do 3 really quick and simple things. I'm going to do some marinated feta, which is a really cool trick I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a walnut and basil pesto, and I'm going to do some little roasted spuds with some, like a balsamic glaze, sesame seeds and parmesan all over the top. So should we go?
Yeah.
These are Jersey Royals, which I've parboiled and drained.
My
They're
favourite.
delicious, and at this time of year they're perfect, but any evening potato would do.
Yeah.
Anything bigger than a ping pong ball, cut in half, and then
Good rule.
tip them into a baking tray. That is a tablespoon of balsamic oil, vinegar, a tablespoon of olive oil, big pinch of Morgan salt, all mixed together. Just because you had them, and you're obviously that sort of lady, black and white sesame seeds.
Of course.
Chuck them on the top. So basically, these go in the oven.
What temperature?
It's at 220.
Okay.
About, I don't know, 15 to 25 minutes. And so they can be done while everything else is done. The
being
whole
prepared.
rest of the menu will fit into the time that these are done.
For the romesco, what I've got is about 50 grams of roasted hazelnuts and walnuts combined. So these I've just roasted for about 7 minutes in the oven at about 180 just to bring out that lovely golden nuttiness. And the same, about 50 grams of beautiful blanched almonds that I've done exactly the same, just roasted them in the oven. I'm really tempted
want
to
to
eat
eat
one, but
them.
I'm not going to.
I really want to eat one with a sherry.
For the recipe.
Oh man.
And 2 big fat cloves of garlic as well. Going in there is a stale piece of sourdough that is also going to bulk out the sauce. So that's the almonds, the nuts and the garlic and the sourdough all in there together. To that I'm going to add 400 grams of roasted red peppers, and these are the red peppers from the jar basically.
They have these in my local newsagents for like 99p.
That's
Such a good thing to have at home.
I definitely recommend getting these rather than roasting a load of red peppers yourself. It's going to be cheaper and
Easier, loads easier.
Hi Cyril.
Oh,
Do you mind?
he wants that beef. And then I'm going to add in about half of the oil. And this is the sort of consistency you're looking for. I'm going to add just a teaspoon of tomato puree in there. I've got half a teaspoon of smoked paprika and cayenne pepper just for a bit of spice and smoke. A little bit more oil now, just to finish it off. And I'm just going to add a teaspoon of red wine vinegar. So that's done.
Cool. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, I've just picked the leaves off the basil because this is going to be the start of the basil and walnut pesto. Obviously, pesto traditionally is made with pine nuts, but pine nuts are really expensive and walnuts are a lot cheaper. So I started having a little play around with different things, and there are loads of different things you can make pesto out of. I made some last week with wild garlic, baby spinach and sage, like all of them together. Basically, if you've got something green and herby and something nutty, there's loads of different ways you can do it.
Some kind of cheese. You could do it with pecorino as well.
Absolutely, yeah, loads of different things. So, big handful of basil, 50 grams of walnuts which have been toasted. I'm going to put in a clove of garlic. And then it's 25 grams of Parmesan, so everything's prepped and I'm gonna put it into the little mini blender. You've got exactly the same one that I have, so I know how to use it. So everything at the same time. Walnuts, massive handful of basil, Parmesan and the garlic, some pepper. Start off with some oil because
helps the process.
Helps it all start, yeah. That's the sort of consistency you want it.
Green.
I'm going to use this little bowl actually. I think the potatoes are ready. Oh yeah, man.
They look so good.
I'm just going to leave them in that. I can serve them straight away in the roasting pan.
Yeah. This is my bavette. I know you're not a meat eater, but this is one of my favourite cuts of beef. It comes from the skirt of the animal, and it's often referred to as butcher's cut because butchers used to
keep it for themselves.
Keep it back for themselves because it is so flavourful and it's much cheaper than buying something like a fillet. I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. Maldon sea salt.
Always had a taste of Essex to everything.
Of course, in your honour. And some black pepper in here. Totally dry pan. I'm using a cast iron skillet because it's just the best for searing meat. And you're going to hear this sizzle when I put it in the pan.
Some tongs.
Tongs, tong, tong, tong. Okay, so once this has got some great colour underneath it and it's coming away from the pan quite easily, it's ready to turn over. So I'm just going to turn it over now and I'm just going to give that a few more minutes, probably 2 to 3 minutes on that side as well.
So the protein thing for the veggies is going to be some marinated feta. This started off as a way to preserve feta if you've only used a little bit of it. So
good idea, yeah, it doesn't last, does it?
It doesn't last at all, it drives me insane, and it costs you, you know, you buy a packet of feta and you've got to use it all up straight away. So if you're only cooking for yourself, that's really annoying. So basically either in a shallow little like a Tupperware tub or in a jar, put your feta. Then basically what aromatics you put into it is up to you, but I'm going to use some chilli because I quite like the fruity red chilli. I'm going to put in, can you get a couple of peppercorns out of there? I'm going to put in a bit of lemon, like a few peppercorns. Lemon zest down the sides. And then I'm going to do some hard herb like rosemary is really good, bay leaf.
My fave.
Basically, it's only going to be preserved if it's covered right up to the top. You just take it to the table like that, and it's really good for taking on picnics and stuff as well because it doesn't really need to be refrigerated or anything.
Yeah.
Once it's out of the oil, it's fine.
Looks great. That feels good to me. I'm going to take that off to rest now.
The potatoes that are roasted and cooked are pretty much ready when you have put some Parmesan on top. So
for the spring onions, I'm just going to put them in a bowl and just drizzle a little bit of olive oil over them and season with salt and pepper again. And then pop your spring onions onto the griddle pan. And you want to see that lovely charring on the onions because that's going to add so much flavour to them. When they start to be sort of a bit floppy like this, that's when you know they're done. So those are going in there like that. Beautiful. Yeah, I think we've done pretty well. In no time at all, we've created a feast with pretty cheap ingredients, really.
So steak and romesco and onions from your book.
Yeah.
Potato, feta and pesto from my book.
Fast days and feast days.
We did mention it already.
It's out now. Make sure you pick up a copy. Absolutely gorgeous recipes in there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been so lovely. Thank you for coming all the way from Bristol. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time.